Nikki here from Communitas Wellness. Welcome to another Transparency Tuesday. This week's topic is all about the pressures of perfectionism. This is something I struggled with for a long time. And it's also something that creeps back in, without me even knowing it, without me even realizing that I'm stepping back into those old patterns again. This is also something that a lot of my clients right now are dealing with in real time, and it's them being vulnerable and open and trusting me with this information that sparked this conversation that I wanted to have with all of you today. And maybe this is something that you're struggling with right now, or maybe you're like me, this is something that you've been dealing with in the past, and it's pretty good, but you have days, just like me, where things pop up again. And in our world right now, there is this undue pressure that we put on ourselves to look perfect, act perfect, be perfect, have the perfect house, drive the perfect car, have the perfect kids, have the perfect partner. We move our body perfectly. We have the perfect fueling plan, and we do all of this with ease and grace, and our road is smooth and straight and easy. And we see that a lot of times on social media. It's just perfect and awesome. Or when you talk to people, all they talk about is like all the good things that are happening. And when we hear that over and over again, we think the measure of our success is perfectionism, how perfect we can execute something. Here's the thing though, when perfection is your standard, anytime you don't meet that, you think of it as a failure. So here's perfect, and you do something and you think that you failed. But the thing is that we're human and we cannot possibly be perfect. And instead of focusing on all the things that we missed or we didn't accomplish or we didn't get to, we need to reframe it and celebrate all the things that we did this week, all the things that moved us forward. I have clients that are just like, I only did 3 workouts this week. I didn't do my 4th one, so I failed, and I got to work really hard on it to get up to that next one next week because I really want to be perfect at this plan. The thing is, life happens sometimes. If the majority of the time you're getting your stuff in and then one week you don't get to it, give yourself grace. Give yourself room to breathe. Give yourself the opportunity to look inside and reevaluate some things and be like, okay, so this is my plan this week, but this is what I could reasonably fit in. Give yourself permission to readjust, to reimagine how things that you had planned, reimagine them so they fit into your life better. Oftentimes we are just trying to push and push and push, that it just causes ourselves discontentment and frustration, and it can spark depression when we have that measure of perfectionism. Nobody is perfect. Even that person you think is perfect on social media, trust me, they are working on things too. There are areas in their life that are struggles also. And like I talk about a lot, when we work towards something, when we work towards a goal with hate, with disappointment, with just gonna gut this through. When we do that, when we eventually reach our goal, we are discontented. Because we're just on to the next thing. You're like, well, I did this. Well, now I have to do this to be even better. But if you work towards that same goal with self-love and grace and being honest with yourself that sometimes this stuff just, it doesn't work out. So we're going to reformulate it. We're going to reimagine it. We're going to sit down. We're going to figure out what's working and figure out what's not. But we're going to keep moving forward in that love, with that honor for ourselves. And then when you reach that goal, you're really going to be proud of yourself because you're like, man, I stumbled a lot with that. And man, that road was bumpy. I was discouraged and I was frustrated. But you know what? I persevered. I kept going even when it was tough. And I made it. I did it. And then clap for yourself, and then cheer for yourself, and then shout yourself out. Shouting yourself out is not, when you've gone through something like that, shouting yourself out is not being arrogant. It's telling the truth. That, man, I went through this, and look at this. And if I can do it, here's the best thing. And if I can do it, you can do it too. So friends, I want you to take that measure of perfectionism and rip it up. Know that perfectionism is an illusion. And I don't expect you to be perfect. I really hope you don't expect me to be perfect, because I'm not. But if we can move forward with a new measure that's not so full of judgment, but full of love and hope and reformulation and figuring things out and perseverance, that's when we really begin to shine. If you have any questions about this, please reach out. Have a wonderful week.